Alright, guys, welcome to part 2 of my Dark Souls worst to best bosses. Today, we're doing Dark Souls. I adore this game, bro. It's probably my top 5 games of all time. And there are some great bosses to talk about. There's also some really terrible bosses to talk about. Again, if you play Dark Souls, you probably know what's coming in at the bottom. The Bed of Chaos. I know this YouTube channel, and he gets his fans to vote for what bosses go where. And 50% of his people, of his fans rather, say the Bed of Chaos is the worst boss in the game. And I agree. This boss fails in, nearly every single way. Oh, I should also do 10 worst bosses in the whole trilogy. And, 10 best in the whole trilogy. The floor breaking. That is so goddamn annoying. And once you think you've gotten around a hole, often the thing will just sweep its trunk, I guess, and throw straight into that hole. When you do finally manage to break these two pieces, you then have to run through here, right? And then the floor breaks there. The hitbox to land on the trunk that's there is terrible. And when there's the fire coming out of the ground, the amount of damage that does is stupid. What else? You can actually cheese this boss kind of easy. If you stand over here somewhere and shoot a bow. Even then it's annoying, because it'll do the fire attack that I just mentioned if you stay there for long enough. Apparently in the lore, it's about a witch who, became too powerful or something and turned into a tree. Imagine if it was battle with a witch. That would have been great. And we get this atrocity of a boss. Anyway. You'll very quickly see that flaming bosses and lava bosses, whatever you want to call them, are not good. Let's see. I do have one lava boss that's actually pretty high. Really high, middle of the pack. Anyway, Ceaseless Discharge. Another god-awful boss. This video is going to be quite negative for a little while, isn't it? Wait till we get to Dark Souls 2. Ceaseless Discharge, bro. Again, way too much damage. And if you don't kill it the very first time... Oh, God. I'm honestly debating whether or not I hate this more than Bed of Chaos. It's that goddamn bad to me. And the fact that the only way to hurt him is by slapping at his hand when it lands. And the only way you can avoid getting instantly killed by that is, of course, hiding behind the rock. That's towards the end of the arena. Through a magic build, this boss would actually probably be quite easy. Hence, not quite as bad to you. Although, I don't like using magic builds. They're too hard. You have to worry about spreading out your souls between too many stats. And the amount you need to grind is just ridiculous. Anyway, Demon Fire Sage. Another terrible boss. It's a remake of the first boss in the game. Oh, apparently for some reason they had to rush the lava areas of the game. And oh god, it shows. There's Taurus demons there. There's Capra demons there. You can tell they had to rush that area. It's like Game of Thrones Season 8. As you're watching it, it's yep, it's dead obvious they rushed this. Oh, and the Rise of Skywalker. Anyway, back to the Demon Fire Sage. Oh, wow. That attack that he does 94% of the time, straight away when you walk into the fog where it just jumps at you and brings his giant, I don't know, what do you want to call it? A stick. Okay, let's call it a stick. He crashes the giant stick down in front of you and it explodes. Oh, and if that directly hits you, that's probably almost guaranteed a one-shot. Way too much damage. Oh, I just said that, didn't I? Oh, the attack where he just stands there and throws his stick sideways and it explodes. Screw that attack. This bottom 3, I actually kind of want to rearrange it. Oh. No, this is good. Alright. Stray Demon. Another terrible boss. This boss is actually exactly the same as the Demon Fire Sage, except it's not on fire, so I won't talk about it. Centipede Demon. Another terrible boss. That's to do with lava. The arena is way too small. The attacker just jumps in the air and plonks down on you like 4 seconds later. The only way you can avoid that is by trying to hop over the lava to the next little chunk of land. Oh, and if you do somehow get the lava ring already, by cutting off his tail, which is really hard to do, might I point out. The hitbox, that word again, is way too hard to hit. Oh, and if you do get the lava ring by doing that, this boss is actually extremely easy. Don't you get the lava ring anyway when you kill him? Oh, yes, you do. Anyway. Yeah, just a really terrible boss. And the attack where he starts just stamping on you. And like I said about 5 times in the Dark Souls 3 video. The camera can be really annoying, especially the jump attack and the attack where he just spins around. This was easiest boss. If this was like hardest to easiest, easiest to hardest boss. This is number what, 25? Yep, number 25 for the easiest boss in the game. I've not died to this thing once. Even on New Game Plus 2. On New Game Plus and New Game Plus 2, his damage is actually pretty ridiculous. So look out for that if you like playing New Game Plus profiles. Again, not a very good boss. Way too easy. And him cloning. Okay, maybe it's not as bad as what's below. The cloning is really annoying. And all of his clones look exactly like him, so you don't even know which one is which. Way too little health. Apparently that was because From Software thought that people would go straight to the catacombs as the first area instead of going to Undead Burg or or instead of going to Undead Burg. So that's the reason why he's not very strong. Yep, just a really easy boss. Alright, Grateful Nito. This is probably the most divisive boss in the game. Some would put him really low like I did. Or actually quite high. Like maybe top 12? Nito. Again, the hitboxes on him are massive. Him having skeletons to fight you is really dumb. And they get extremely annoying. The attack where it explodes, the range on that attack is way too far. Again, probably just a tiny bit too much health. He's at the end of probably the worst area in the game. Again, I'll probably do a top 10 worst areas and top 10 best areas. Tomb of the Giants is... it's terrible. Anyway, Capra Demon. Again, probably a boss that people would not have 7th last. Probably more like 2nd or 3rd last. First off, the arena is way too small. Look at that. That's the entire arena. Him having dogs to come and get you. That pisses me off literally every playthrough. And at that point in the game, you probably don't have any armor, so the dogs will probably almost guaranteed to stun you. Which of course will lead to him jumping straight at you, which is guaranteed to be his first attack. And of course, it's early in the game, so he'll probably kill you straight away. I don't like going to the depths in my playthrough, so I don't necessarily have to kill him. I normally only just kill him if I want some extra souls. Because I've tried to go through the depths once, and it was so bad. I always start the game with the master key, and go through, open the gate that goes to Blacktown and the Valley of Drakes. Instead of going through the depths and then Blacktown. Oh yeah, Gaping Dragon is not on this list because I've never fought him. Because just like I just said, I don't like going to the depths. It's awful. A crossbreed Priscilla, not necessarily bad boss. It's just kind of irritating, I suppose. Like her going invisible on paper, that should be a really cool idea. And her leaving the footprints so that you know where she is really good. Although when you actually do find her, she comes and she stops being invisible. Normally she instantly swipes at you, and that attack can do quite a lot of damage. Although she does finish one of the best areas in the game, the Painted World of is it Ariandel? No, it's Dark Souls 3. Ariamis. So it's just a boss, I suppose. Alright, here we go. Another boss that people would probably have bottom 5. It's Moonlight Butterfly. Like I said with literally every lava boss does way too much damage for the early game. And on repeated runs, like New Game Plus, I know a lot of players don't really like doing New Game Plus, which is fine. I love it, because I actually find New Game Plus easier than a fresh game. It's a pretty boring fight too, because she just floats around for way too long. The arena is not good. Like, it's just a bridge. Maybe if the arena was a circle, it would work a bit better. Dodging the magic can be pretty difficult, because it goes really fast. And again, it does way too much damage. Especially the attack where it's the slow magic. And it's 3 of it at once and it comes towards you. I actually find that really hard to dodge. A lot of players who are quite good at the game don't find that hard to dodge. I find it very difficult to dodge. And it's basically guaranteed kill. Darksong Gwendolyn. Okay, again. I have like basically the exact same complaints about Moonlight Butterfly that I do with Darksong Gwendolyn. Way too much damage. The arena could use a bit of work. Magic is hard to dodge. I'll leave it at that, because my complaints are like exact the same as Moonlight Butterfly. Oh, Moonlight Butterfly's theme. Amazing. The fight, not so much. That'll probably actually be in the top 10 boss themes if I end up doing that. I'd probably be really high on it too, like maybe 3 or 4. Alright, Taurus Demon. The second boss in the game probably does about the correct amount of damage. The arena is really cool, although the bridge could be a little bit wider. You're able to get drop attacks on him really well. Oh, and if you get the right RNG, you can even line it up with the gap in the bridge and have him fall off. It's so damn funny when he does that. It's actually happened to me a couple of times. For the point in the game, it's actually not a bad boss. And here we have the first boss in the game, the Asylum Demon. It really is just like almost a perfect introductory boss. Like, it does barely any damage. It's quite easy to kill. Negatives. Maybe if you're really good at the game, it's probably like a little bit too easy. Sometimes you can get stuck on the poles in the arena and have them hit you. That can get really annoying sometimes. Yep, that's 2 negatives. Right, here we go. An actually half-decent lava boss. You guys probably didn't see that coming, did you? Chaos Witch Quelaag. Pretty decent boss. Like I said a few times, the hitboxes on a couple of the attacks are pretty ridiculous. Her leaving lava everywhere gets really annoying. Again, sometimes this boss is pretty reliant on RNG. Like, yeah, that's about all I have to say. Because sometimes she'll be spurting lava everywhere, and other times not so much. Be more reliant on the sword, which you can actually get later in the game. It's actually pretty decent weapon too. Alright, DLC bosses. How many more is there? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, and yet again, there's a couple of bosses on here that I haven't even killed before. So some might be like, hey, you can't put that in there. Sanctuary Guardian. This is actually the only DLC boss that I think is kind of eh. We're at number 11 and I'm still saying the boss is kind of eh. That's not good. Sanctuary Guardian, though. Right, it can get really annoying. The thing just, like, flying around, shooting lightning at you. If you're not someone who locks on basically for every single boss in the game, you might find it a bit annoying. The attack where it just keeps on charging at you, that can go to like 6 times sometimes, and it's really annoying. The lightning, that does a lot of damage. Oh, what else can I say? Although it does open one of the best areas in the game, and in the whole series for that matter. Alright, cease to scale this. I spelled scale this wrong, didn't I? No, I don't know. Oh yeah, I did. Scale. Alright, that looks good. Cease the scale is. This boss I'm actually amazed they don't have a little bit lower, because I personally find him extremely annoying. Like, especially the attack with the crystals. And, isn't there an attack where he shoots an ice beam? That attack's pretty damn annoying as well. It's kind of irritating that there's no bonfires in the area, because getting through the crystal cave can be really annoying. Especially with the invisible pathways. That's anxiety right there. This boss can also be really easy sometimes, because you can actually just get around his tail, and then you can stay there and just keep on hacking at his tail, which drops a really cool weapon, which I have sadly not ever been able to get. Good amount of health though, I will say that. Alright. Pine Golem. I'm amazed that this boss is this high. Again, if we're talking about easiest bosses, this would actually be right at the bottom with Pinwheel, I'd say. I find this boss ridiculously easy. I remember once I had a, I believe it was a Black Knight sword. Yep. I had a red Tearstone ring on. I killed him in like 15 seconds. I'll have to find a way to upload that video. It was pretty damn funny. For halfway in the game, probably a little bit too easy of a boss. It's really damn easy. Oh, well, at least to me. This is my list. The hitbox on the grab attack is really stupid. Like, sometimes you'll be standing like here in relation to him, and the grab attack will still get you. The arena, it's probably also just a little bit too small. Yeah, that's about all I have to say negative. Sif, the Great Grey Wolf. Again, I'm kind of surprised it's this high, because mechanically it's not exactly the most interesting boss. He has, what, 5 attacks? This boss I also find like a little bit more difficult than most people. And the lore of him being Artorias' companion, who we'll get to much later in the video. That's an interesting story right there. I need to learn more about the lore of this game, because it's really good. And the whole trilogy, for that matter. Him using Artorias' sword to fight. Well, continuity-wise, it doesn't make much sense, because when you actually fight Artorias, it's about half the size. I actually find this boss a little bit harder than most people, too. I only died to him about 15 times. The area he's in is not great. I mean, visually it's really good. It's just the enemies are just like NPCs that are direct copies of what a invader would be like. Alright, the Bell Gargoyles. For the third boss in the game, this is a really good boss. And on my first and second playthrough, I actually found them quite hard. Like, it took me literally like an hour and a half to kill them. So that's what, 30 attempts maybe? Getting to the arena can be extremely annoying. Again, a boss that's very reliant on RNG. Like, sometimes they'll be flying everywhere, breathing fire everywhere. And, a lot of axe attacks. Axe attacks. Although, it's great that, the second one doesn't come in until you've basically killed the first. This picture is a bit bigger, you'd be able to see the second. Anyway. It's a very well balanced fight. Although, like I said, the RNG can be quite annoying. And a really great boss for its point in the game. And number 7 in the game overall. That's pretty impressive. Alright, the final boss. Oh, we're talking about boss music again. Best boss theme in the whole series. Oh, and Asylum Demon's actually got a really good boss theme, I think, as well. Quick side note. Oh. There we go. Gwen, though. Alright, this is the boss where the amount of damage he does, it's really stupid how much damage he does. And if you're good at parrying, he's probably a little bit too easy. I'm actually not that bad at parrying, so on my second playthrough I killed him in like 5 attempts. Not a lot of chances to heal as well. Because even if you're at the other side of the arena in comparison to him, he could still jump the whole way and completely wreck you. Like, unless you don't have a lot of poise on your armor, that attack will probably be guaranteed to knock you over, and then he'll be able to just kill you right then and there. His combos are way too long. And again, that theme song is amazing. I actually have it on Spotify. That's how much I like it. Alright, now we come to the first boss of 2 that I've never actually killed. And that's Black Dragon Kalameet. Oh wait, I think I've killed him once. I'm not sure. Anyway, really great dragon fight. I'm used to all the garbage boss fights, dragon fights in Dark Souls 2. So to have a dragon fight that's this good, that's probably the main reason he's this high. Okay, that's better. I will say the fire attacks do probably do just a little bit too much damage, which is kind of the point for a dragon, to do a lot of damage, because it's breathing goddamn fire. Like, come on. The health bar is probably a tiny bit too big. That's about all. Oh. And the attacker, he flies up and breathes the fire. 9 times out of 10, you won't even be able to see where he is. So that can be pretty annoying. No, it's about all bad I can say. Very good boss. 4 oh wait. No, I'm putting 4 kings here. And then the dragon. 4 kings. Another boss that a lot of people hate. And I hear you, them all spawning in. That can get really annoying. Like, this is really a speed test. Because unlike the gargoyles, the 4 kings rely on a timer. It's not about how much HP they have. It's about, it's about how long it takes for you to kill each of them. And that can get very annoying. On both of my Dark Souls Remastered playthroughs, I used the Black Knight Halberd, so a lot of damage. Like 500 damage each hit. It's pretty damn crazy. So you could argue it's maybe not that well balanced. I actually have a couple of friends who played Dark Souls and actually gave up at this boss. Like, they just completely stopped playing the game. The boss theme is really good. I'll say that as well. Yeah, that's about all I have to say about the Four Kings. Alright, we come to the second boss that I've never actually killed. For me, probably the hardest boss in the whole series. His aggression, attacks, damage, everything, and range, is just ridiculous. So you would think maybe... Again, this is a boss that some people find like a little bit too hard. Even for a game like Dark Souls, which is brutal, and all three of them. Wow, really great boss though. And his design is so creepy, and his cutscene where he just nips you off that, the rock, and then he just comes out of the darkness. Oh, it's so good. Again, the range of some of his attacks is a little bit far-fetched. Like the attack where he gets his hand and he just throws it at you. It's pretty ridiculous. Okay, now we come to what is number one for a lot of people. And if it's your number one, I hear you. Knight Artorias. This is a picture from his cutscene. And wow, what a great boss cutscene. Hey, that should be another video actually. Boss cutscenes. On this notepad, I'm going to have to write down all my Dark Souls ideas. Hey. Really well balanced fight. Like, you know which attack is happening when it does happen, except for the one attack where he throws the acid on the ground. The wind up to that can be a little bit confusing sometimes. Oh, and his design is great. The blue and the black, the grey. And his sword, it's amazing. You can even get it later in the game. And it's a really hard-hitting sword, actually. I've personally never got it. Oh, but oh man, do I really want that? Yes, I do. If you let him buff, the amount of damage he does is absolutely ridiculous. Like, he'll probably one-shot you even if you have 35 vigor and a really good set of armor. I saw someone get one-shotted by him on New Game Plus with Havel's armor, the best armor set in the game. Correct me if I'm wrong. And he still got one-shotted. That's about all I can say about Knight Artorias. Now we come to what is actually my number one boss out of the whole trilogy. And that is Ornstein and Smough. Again, their theme, that'll be in the top 10 boss themes easily. Oh, Ornstein is in the picture. I didn't even know that. A duo boss done near perfectly. Him being Ornstein being fast and not that hard hitting, then having Smough being very hard hitting and slow. That right? Is great. And alright, here come the negatives, because I do have actually quite a few. More than I do for Knight Artorias, so you might think I'd prefer him, but no. Again, this is a boss theme that I have on Spotify. That's how much I love it. I actually played Dark Souls with speech and sound effects at 70%, and music at 100. It's just amazing, the music in this game. Anyway. While I adjust my headphones. So the negatives I do have, when Ornstein's doing the charge attack, he'll sometimes get stuck on Smough, and then he'll stop doing it for a second, and then he'll instantly do it, and come darting at you, and that'll probably catch you off guard. And that can get really annoying. And sometimes as the arena starts breaking, he will get stuck on the pieces of the arena, based off of where you're standing. Oh, and the arena, for this kind of boss, it's perfect. Having the pillars means you can separate them. So I suppose you can rig this boss a tiny bit. I suppose that is another small flaw I have with it. Like, you can literally get Smough to be stuck behind a pillar the whole time, if you walk correctly. Any other issues? Oh yeah, in both of their second phases, the amount of damage they do is ridiculous. Like, if you're too close to the Smo, when he does the attack where he jumps up and drops and it's lightning, that's a one-shot right there. Even if you're someone like me who nearly exclusively levels up health. Oh, there's one more negative I just thought of. Nope, it's escaped me. So anyway, that is my Dark Souls 1 bosses from worst to best. The Dark Souls 2 video will take a bit longer because there are so many goddamn bosses in that video. In game, rather. If you count the DLC, I believe there's 42 bosses. Anyway, see you then.